And I remember a story, and it stuck with me, this story. The story was of Sayyidina Nadr ibn Shumayl. Sayyidina Nadr was one of the narrators, one of the great hadith scholars from Basra in Iraq. He's mentioned, Sahih Bukhari, Imam Tirmidhi, Jami, the hadith mentioned in the Shumayl is one of the sound narrators of hadith. And he lived in Basra, and he was a great scholar, grammarian, linguist, hadith scholar. And he decided to leave Basra because he had found no sustenance there. Nobody was looking after him, nobody was concerned for what he's doing. He was spending all his time teaching and researching and discussing the masail with the ulama. When he left, he went to Khurasan and later on went to Maru, which is we're going to get on to. 3,000 people came to send him off. 3,000 people came to the outskirts of the city to send him off as he was walking out of Basra. Amongst them were the great ulama and the awliya, muhaddithin, fuqaha, linguists, grammarians. They came to see him off. And he reached the outskirts and he stopped and looked back at them. And he said, Wallahi, I don't want to leave. It's difficult. It's aziz alayya. It's very difficult and dear to me to depart from you. If I had found a jar of baqillah, which is food, I'm not being a fool, but it's a type of food. Imran remembers that, he's smiling, right? When you were young and used to get the vegetable dish at school, and they have those big beans, right? Greenish ones, and you think, I can't swallow that, it's really horrible. I think it's called horse beans, right? That's food. So he said, if I found a jar of food, some food amongst you, I would have stayed. But I didn't even find a jar of food. So I'm leaving. It's difficult for me. So he went to Khurasan, he went to Maru, and in Maru was the Amir al-Mu'mineen, al-Ma'mun, the son of Harun al-Rashid, Ma'mun ibn al-Harun al-Rashid. And the scholars or the leaders of the day in that time were very educated. Their parents would bring them teachers, would educate them in adab and akhlaq and literature and hadith. So he invited Sayyidina Nadr ibn Shumayl to a gathering of discussion, discussing the different riwayat and muhaddithin and different wordings and hadith. And when he came in, he had rags on. He was a poor man. So the Amir al-Mu'mineen said, what's this, zuhd, this taqashuf in the dunya, this sort of abstinence and renouncing the dunya. You come to meet the Amir al-Mu'mineen, you should have put something more elegant on. You're in rags, patched cloak. He said, yeah, Amir al-Mu'mineen, I'm an old man, and I made an excuse, I'm an old man, and the weather's hot, and Maru is very hot, and I use these clothes to ward off the heat, forgive me. So they went to the conversation and the talking, and the topic became women. The topic became about women, and then obviously marriage, which is a hot topic, right? Yeah. We like this topic for the elders amongst you. And they were talking, and it was good talking positively about women and marriage and so forth. And the Amir al-Mu'mineen, al-Ma'mun, narrated a hadith about marriage. And the hadith was, حدثنا هشيم. Hushaym is a narrator who narrated to us. And he went through the chain of narration. And he said, the Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا تَزَوَّجَ الرَّجُلُ الْمَرْأَةَ لِدِينِهَا وَجَمَالِهَا كَانَ فِيهِ سَدَادٌ مِنْ عَوَزٍ. If a man marries a woman for her religion and her beauty, then that is for him a sadadun from poverty, from neediness. We all want to do that, marry a woman for her deen and for her jamal. Yeah? And what is it? It removes poverty, if you like. It's a sadad from ours. And he said it with a zabar. What did he say it with? A zabar. Sadad. It's an important word. He didn't say sidad. He said it with a fatha. The zabar. Sadadun min ours, which is wrong. Sayyidina Nadr, being a great scholar and knowing that the Amir al-Mu'mineen made a mistake, he made a lahan, an error in his pronunciation, said, yes, we know the hadith, and he gave his chain of narration that so-and-so related to us, so-and-so, that the Prophet ﷺ said, and he quoted the same hadith, إِذَا تَزَوَّجَ الرَّجُلُ الْمَرْأَةَ لِدِينِهَا وَجَمَالِهَا كَانَ فِيهِ سِدَادٌ مِنَ الْعَوَزِ. So he said it with the zayd, with the kasra, not with the zabar. So the ulama, the Amir al-Mu'mineen was obviously aware of what had happened, and he thought, he put his head down and thought, he said, Ya Nadr, are you finding fault with me? I'm the Amir al-Mu'mineen. I said, Sadad, and you're saying Sidad, you're finding fault with me. And he said, no, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. You said, Haddathana Hushaymun. Hushaym was a lahan, was somebody who would make mistakes in his Arabic. And you immediately quoted the hadith from him. The true wording is Sidad, with Zayd, with Kasra. So the Amir al-Mu'mineen thought about it for a while and said, no, but he's carried on talking and, conversation continued, he let him off kind of thing, right? In the end, the Amir al-Mu'mineen said to Nadr, he wrote him a letter. He wrote a letter, some information, he passed it to one of the guards, and he said to Nadr, go with this guard to the Bayt al-Mal. Go to the Bayt al-Mal, the treasury. And, there'll be something there for you. So he said, Bismillah. Sayyidina Nadr was, obviously, ulama have their self-respect and dignity, so he didn't request, that give me something. He was getting something as a gift from the Amir al-Mu'mineen. As he approached the treasurer was given the letter, and he read the letter, and it said, pay Nadr ibn Shumayl 50,000 dirhams. 50,000 dirhams is probably 200,000 pounds. Pay him 200,000 pounds. So he said, what did you do to get these 50,000 dirhams? And he narrated the incident of what was happening, and this is what happened. And the Amir al-Mu'mineen, after all our discussion, has written this, alhamdulillah. And he said, you found fault with the Amir al-Mu'mineen, and he gave you 50,000 dirhams? Subhanallah. He goes, you can have an extra 30,000 for myself. So he added 30,000 on top, so 80,000 dirhams, which is about like £250,000, literally. Wallahu alam, approximately 200,000 pounds or something. Subhanallah. Sorting out a fatha from a kasra, right? A zabr from a zayd, he got £250,000. And in his city, he couldn't find a jar of food. This is the power, not of a word, not even of a letter, but of a vowel, a kasra or a fatha. Imagine the power of knowledge from that example.